Alright, it's raining. I thought this would be a fun little video to make, especially with all the roster changes over the past couple of weeks. But I'm about to do my best to try and put all the pieces of the puzzle together. I'm going to create my very first 2025-2026 Habs lineup. Ooh. Then I'm going to tell you exactly how I'm feeling about it. In some cases, I'm going to have to be brutally honest. But before we even begin, before I start breaking down this lineup, I want to tell you that today's video is indeed brought to you by me. And if you're looking for a great way to support the channel, if you're looking for a great way to support the team, then get your ass over to that merch shop, because the Hockey Junkie brand is slowly starting to take over the world. Not really, but kind of, okay? You see, nobody wants Nike anymore, nobody wants Puma, but what everybody really wants is a shiny red Black Eye from Jack Eye t-shirt. You can also get those in black. I'm also going to be making some new stuff over the course of the off season, and if you want to check it out, all you got to do is visit streamlabs.com/hockeyjunkie/merch. That's it. streamlabs.com/hockeyjunkie/merch. The Canadiens started their 2024-2025 season off with a bang, shutting out the Toronto Maple Leafs in a 1-0 victory. Samuel Montembeault made 48 saves that night. Cole Caulfield scored the only goal of the game. But if we quickly take a look at the lineup for that first game of the season, one thing that you're going to notice is that over the past 9 months, the Canadiens have evolved into a whole new Pokemon. You see, a lot of these players are no longer with the organization. And while I know we haven't even seen this new version of the team hit the ice yet, come on, I don't care what anyone says. They're about to be a far more dangerous team than what they were at the beginning of last season. Here we go. Now, even though we got a few more options available right now, I'm still going to keep Nick Suzuki, our little bundle of joy, Cole Caulfield, and Yuri Slafkovsky as my first line, okay? Because it's simple, and well, it works. You see, I'm a big fan of the saying, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And with 3 of these guys, all having career highs in points last season, I don't see any logical reason why we need to break them up. In fact, I think they're only going to grow, and they're only going to get better as a unit. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's an easy decision to make if you're Marty St. Louis, but once we move on to the second line, oh, shit, this is where the real decision-making begins. Now look, obviously, a lot can happen over the next few weeks, but Kazakhstan's right now, once again, Kirby, whoopsie-daisy Doc, appears to be the only solution as a second-line centerman. I see a lot of people who like to consider tossing Bald Duke into the fire right away, but maybe let's hold off a little bit on that thought, see what happens at camp. Now, this is a big year for Kirby Doc, okay? It's a contract year, and let's face it, it's probably going to be his last shot at trying to prove himself in Montreal. He's got more on the line than pretty much anyone. He's the second-line centerman by default, and on his wing, he's going to have one of the most exciting, talented young players in Ivan Demidov, and he's also going to have Zachary Bolduc. And I know a lot of you are probably wondering about Patrick Laine, and you're probably wondering how he didn't make the cut on the second line, but let me tell you something. Unless Patrick Laine's got a firework wedged up his ass and that 5-on-5 game improved like a lot since the last time we seen him play, I just don't think he's suited to play in the top 6, especially with a rookie like Ivan Demidov and a guy like Kirby Doc who's gonna lose a shit ton of face-offs. That line could potentially look miserable without the puck. That's exactly why I'm going to put this guy on the second line, the Duke. He was a plus 20 last season with St. Louis. He can hit. He's feisty. He wins board battles. And I think he's going to be a solid line mate for Demidov. I think he's going to have a positive influence. So now we're going to move on to the third line. And this is the line that I really don't like, okay? This is a bag of spare parts. It's like a shitty potluck that your neighbor made. You know, that one greasy neighbor that doesn't even have any running water. But anyway, it's Alex Newhook between Brendan Gallagher and Patrick Laine, okay? It's not the greatest, but I do think that it's going to be solved at some point because the Canadiens are probably still on the hunt for that second-line centerman, which changes everything. And finally on line 4, I got Jake Evans between Sammy Blais and Josh Anderson. This is more of a utility line. I know there's a lot of people, they don't even think Sammy's going to make the lineup. They don't even give him a chance, but prediction time. He's going to make it. And you want to know why? Because he's going to show up at camp. He's going to be running around like a dog with two dinks. And when Marty sees that, hey, he's going to feel like he's forced to keep him in, okay? 40 points in 51 games last season with Abbotsford. 19 points in 23 games in the playoffs. He also had 77 penalty minutes. I mean, screws are definitely loose in this man's head. Ladies and gentlemen, I expect him to be a real pain in the ass to play against. And with the Canadiens having such a young team right now, I don't know how you leave a guy like that who's going to run through a wall for his teammates out of the lineup. It just ain't happening. This is now a Sammy Blais channel, okay? This is the biggest Sammy Blais channel on YouTube. So there you have it. There's the 4 lines that I'd be rolling with if I was Marty St. Louis. Now, obviously they're not perfect because they're still missing that second line center. I can't stop talking about it. But now we're going to move on to the defense pairings, which has drastically improved between last season and this season. Here we go. My first pairing is Kaiden Guhle and Noah Dobson. Kaiden Guhle is going to be responsible for shutting stuff down, and Noah Dobson is going to be responsible for putting on a clinic offensively. Next up, I've got the second pairing of Lane Hutson and Alexandre Carrier. Now, I know it might look weird seeing Lane Hutson slotted on the second pairing, but please, you got to keep in mind, this top 4, in my opinion, is going to be rock solid. They'll be getting a lot of similar minutes, unlike the third pairing, which is Arber Xhekaj and Mike Matheson. Yeah, you could see Matheson move up from time to time, swap out with Carrier, depending on how they're all playing. But Matheson was getting way too many minutes over the past few seasons. That's why he was everybody's whipping boy around here. But now that they got a guy like Noah Dobson into the mix, that's really going to solve some issues. That blue line's going to be a wagon. Between the pipes, Samuel Montembeault is obviously the starting goaltender right now. But you know what? I'm not so sure about this backup situation. My heart obviously says Jakub Dabish. As many of you know, I'm like some kind of a Jakub Dabish super fan. But still, I wouldn't feel too safe about it if I was him, because he's probably going to have some competition at preseason. That spot's going to be up for grabs. So that's it. That's my 2025-2026 Habs lineup. Does it look better than last season? It looks way better. It's still not perfect, but I mean, they made a lot of improvements. I think they're going to be a lot tougher of a team to play against this season. And something tells me that Kent Hughes has still got something up his sleeve, okay? He looks really suspicious these days. But that's gonna do it for today's video. You can go ahead and drop your lineups down below. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. We're getting super close to 50K subscribers right now, man. Don't even know what to say. Don't even know what to say about that one. But if you like this kind of content, you can help me out and hit that sub button. Slap that like button right across the back of the head before you leave here. And hey, I'll see you next time.